attributable to marijuana use was not caused by those other risk factors. And when they adjusted their analysis to take associated factors like obesity and high blood pressure off the table, marijuana use was still associated with an increased risk of heart attack and stroke. Now, one other thing that's worth mentioning, there's been a lot of talk in the news about contaminated medical marijuana. I want to make it clear that this study is not talking about the health effects of contaminated marijuana. It's talking about the health effects, the adverse health effects of actual uncontaminated or non-contaminated marijuana.
Right. And so why is it plausible that that could be bad for the heart?
Well, let's start with smoking. A lot of people take marijuana, use marijuana by smoking, and studies have shown that compared to placebo, marijuana cigarettes increase heart rate and blood pressure, which increases the risk of angina in somebody with pre-existing blockages of their coronary arteries. Smoking marijuana has also been shown to increase the risk of heart attack nearly 5-fold for the first 60 minutes after smoking a joint. Marijuana smoking also reduces blood flow to the brain. That can trigger strokes in people at risk. But keep in mind, I've been talking about smoking marijuana. It's not the only way to ingest marijuana. There are marijuana brownies, cookies, tea, and it turns out that there are special marijuana receptors, cannabinoid receptors, located on heart muscle cells. They got to be there for a reason. The point is that it doesn't matter by what route you ingest marijuana, cigarettes, or brownies, etc., any of them can be absorbed into the body and have a direct biological effect on the heart muscle.
So what about people who use marijuana? What do they say about the risk?
Well, not surprisingly, they're scoffing, and on my Twitter feed at NightShiftMD, they're really scoffing and accusing me of confusing correlation with cause and effect. And as if to say that smoking marijuana, it's implausible that it would have an adverse effect on your heart. And by the way, we're not just talking about marijuana. We may be talking about the other combustibles in a marijuana cigarette, in the same way that it's not the nicotine in tobacco, it's the tobacco byproducts that cause the health risk. They make, I think, a valid point. There have been dire warnings from people like me about the risk of addiction to marijuana, or that marijuana is a gateway drug that drives the use of crystal meth or OxyContin, cocaine, and those I think have been largely